Ten.
Stemmer to take studio.
8, 7, 6.
Stemmer
5,
camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, Elizabeth Nelson.
And I'm Lyle Campbell. On today's show, Haley May brings us a report on International Women's Day. Avery Pelletier brings us to Morinville's local jewelry store, J.M. Turner Goldsmith. Brianna Farough gives us an inside look of the Alberta at the Alberta Youth Theatre Collective, and Jillian Andrews and Chvojka bring us their silver medal video from Regional Skills Alberta competition. As well, stick around for a look at our upcoming weather forecast, weekly announcements, and our interview with one of MCHS student directors of the one-act plays, which will be competing at festivals this Thursday and Friday. But first, here's our top story.
International Women's Day has been celebrated around the world since its debut in 1909, but it has never lost its significance, especially at MCHS. This year, on March 8th, MCHS students wore purple to celebrate women not only around our school, but also around the world. MCHS reporter Haley May brings us this piece.
On March 8th, we, the students and staff of MCHS, celebrated International Women's Day, a time to honor girls' achievements by wearing the color purple. This has led some to wonder, what is International Women's Day, and what does it mean to today's youth?
Women's Day means to me focusing on women and just that they can do anything, like Barbie's motto, we girls can do anything.
It means appreciating all the hardworking women out there and respecting women's rights. That all the moms should get a day off and their husbands cook dinner.
In the year 1975, on March 8th, the United Nations came together and made this an official event. It is now performed worldwide. One question many may find themselves asking is why? Well, the people of MCHS have come together to answer this question.
I'd say it was created just, again, to acknowledge what women do. I think that there's somewhat of a lack of praise in general. I
think it was created to give women a feeling that they're respected to people.
Acknowledge all those important women that we've got around the world and that are in our everyday lives.
This day is one that is truly cherished worldwide, not just by women, but by men too. It helps bring awareness to the problems that girls face every day and help solve them, which, is good. Now here's some messages from some MCHS students telling us what women in their life they want to thank on this year's International Women's Day.
Thank you, Auntie!
I would like to thank my mom. Thanks, Mom.
I would like to say thank you to my mom, my sister, and every woman in the world.
Thank you, Mom. My mom, Abby, Sloan, my girl Sammy over there, Miss McCumber, MJ, myself.
What a lovely message from the students of MCHS. The future of women is surely a bright one. As long as people like these continue practicing International Women's Day, one day we'll be able to achieve complete equality. This is Haley May from MCTV News, reporting out.
With springtime finally here, our local forecast is beginning to warm up. Our studio meteorologist, Haley May, will let us know what we can expect over the coming week, and will tell us if we can finally begin to take our springtime clothes out of storage.
Thanks, Lyle. Let's take a look at our national forecast. Up here at Whitehorse, we got 9 degrees. Yellowknife is -2. Vancouver, though, is at plus 12. Regina, +2. Over here, it looks like we got a triple 10 on Montreal, Halifax, and Ontario. Iqaluit is at -3, with St. John's being at a -11. Let's take a look at our provincial forecast. Ooh, High Level is at a high -7. Fort McMurray is a low +2. Grand Prairie is at +6. Edmonton at is +4. Jasper and Banff +1, not that high. They're all a little bit of snow. Calgary is at +2, with Medicine Hat being at +3, and Edmonton and Red Deer are at +4. Let's take a look at our current conditions. We are at +3 right now, with the wind being a shocking 32 kilometers per hour, with the humidity being around 61%. The sunrise was at 6:27 a.m. this morning, and the sunset was at 8:39 p.m. today, or tonight. Let's take a look at our weekly forecast now. Okay, by the end of the week, we've got some highs, which is good, but unfortunately, we have some lows at the beginning with a high of +2 and a low at -7, a high of +5 and then a low at -5. Over at the end of the weekend, there's 16 degrees at the end of the weekend, and that is our weather. Back to you, Lyle.
Thanks, Haley. Morinville is home to a variety of small businesses, all cherished by the local community. Avery Pelletier brings us over to one of these small businesses, J.M. Turner Goldsmith. She gives us an inside look on what this business does in our community.
In August of 1998, J.M. Turner Goldsmith opened its doors to the Morinville community, offering custom design, engraving, cleaning, and repairs for all things shiny.
We're only 4 people who work here, so Jim is the owner and the goldsmith.
We, of course, sell jewelry and other gift items, and then, but we specialize in custom jewelry work.
And then his assistant is Dave.
We have another goldsmith here that is trained on computer design.
And I am front-end staff, so I work alongside Colleen, Jim's wife.
We started it together. The first couple of years I probably wasn't here for very much, but just did books at home. I work in doing the books and helping customers.
The business specializes in custom work and allows customers to exchange any damaged, broken, or simply unworn pieces of gold or gemstones for use in the creation of new pieces, saving the customer a pretty penny.
14 karat gold is $115 a gram. We allow you to exchange gram for gram, and we only charge $50 for that process.
Able to custom make it so that it's exactly what you have in mind, not just something close to what you want. So
it's a complex design. We have to computer design from scratch.
You'll create designs on the computer for 3D printing.
For simple designs, Jim can carve out a wax model, and then from either that 3D model or the wax that Jim had cut out, you would cast it, and then he would finish the ring.
Operating a small business is rarely a walk in the park. But according to Jim, Selena, and Colleen Turner, the opportunity to be a part of celebratory moments in their customers' lives makes it so that running their business never loses its luster.
Well, after all this time, things are pretty smooth. In the early days, there was a lot of work with having little kids at home.
The nicest part about being in the jewelry business is that usually it's always about celebration, right?
Sometimes it can be very, I almost want to say, romantic. The idea of being a part of something that means so much to somebody else. What else is there than to say you've got a great job when it's emotionally involved with the people you're working with?
For MCTV News, this is Avery Pelletier reporting.
Here are your school announcements for Wednesday, April 17th. Are you looking for a summer job? This Thursday, April 18th from 5 to 7 p.m., there's a career and employment hiring event at St. Albert Catholic High School. Mr. Lassard will be driving the MFAB bus to the event for any students who are interested in attending. Permission forms for the event and transportation will be available at Student Services. The first 24 students to submit their forms will be accepted. Please contact Mr. Lassard for more information. Are you interested in attending MCHS's annual coffee house? Come over to the Morinville Community Cultural Center on April 24th to show your wolf pride. Tickets are available at the office for $15 or $20 at the door. Are you interested in an agriculture equipment technician position? If so, please contact Mr. Lessard for more information as it closes on April 22nd. For these and all other school information, keep connected by listening to the daily announcements, logging onto the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. As well, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching MCTV Morinville.
Students who are interested in musicals and plays have the opportunity to join Alberta Youth Theatre Collective. This collective consists of students all around Alberta who visit high school to watch and review productions. MCTV reporter Brianna Farough brings us this report.
Students at MCHS have numerous ways to dip their toes into the world of journalism, stretching from local stories to province-wide events. The Alberta Youth Theatre Collective offers a unique experience for theatre lovers to see high school dramas around the Edmonton area and write reviews to be posted on the Edmonton Journal later. This program gives youths the opportunities to not only enjoy shows put on by fellow students, but also show off their writing skills as they play the role of critic and spread the news of local productions.
Alberta Youth Theatre Collective is committed to supporting and encouraging creativity on the stage, behind the scenes, and in the audience. We support all the performing arts activities as well as journalism through review writing, and we hope to get exposure to students on different ways to be involved in theatre, which includes review writing and exploring that area.
The MCHS critic team has had the opportunity to see 4 shows this year, including Lillian Osborne High School's Picnic at Hanging Rock. AYTC allows the actors of these shows to read the comments written by the reviewers, giving them an audience perspective and an opportunity to read the praise and critics of the authors.
AYTC is kind of our main outlet for getting feedback on our performances and like how we did, where it highlights our best elements of the play.
So yeah, I'm an AYTC reviewer, and so I get to watch different plays performed by different schools in Edmonton Public and surrounding schools. So yeah, I get to watch a play, and then afterwards I write a review about it, what I thought, key things that stood out for me, and then I send that to the leader of the AYTC reviews. They review it, and yeah, they look at it, and then share it to the actors as well.
For 3 seasons, the Alberta Youth Theatre Collective has given students a unique opportunity to explore the world of journalism through the performing arts, allowing them to experience and write about something they're passionate about, while also gaining experience as a journalist within the community.
I think it's completely unique, as it's mostly a theatre experience, and mostly for theatre kids, as you know. Because we get to go see so many different varieties of shows, and we get to like review it instead of just write a story about it, and we get to like give props to everyone involved.
If you want to learn more about the AYTC program or are interested in becoming an MCHS reviewer next season, contact MCHS Drama Director Mrs. King or email info@albertaytc.com. As well, keep up with the updates and events within the program at Alberta YTC on Instagram or at albertaytc.com. This is Bri Farough reporting for MCTV News.
Welcome back here with all the recent sport updates, including NHL scores and Stanley Cup playoffs draw near. In addition, the MLB and NBA briefs is our very own sports reporter, Brianna Farough.
Thanks, Lyle. In the NHL, the Detroit Red Wings slipped by the Montreal Canadiens 5-4 in a thrilling shootout. The Toronto Maple Leafs were crushed by the Florida Panthers 2-5. Seattle was barely outdone by the Winnipeg Jets 3-4. The Vancouver Canucks blasted the Calgary Flames 1-4, and the Chicago Blackhawks were defeated by the Vegas Golden Knights 1-3. In the NBA, the play-in tournament goes on, with the Los Angeles Lakers passing by the New Orleans Pelicans 110-106, and the Golden State Warriors getting crushed by the Sacramento Kings 94-118. In the MLB, the New York Yankees just barely fell short to the Toronto Blue Jays 4-5. The San Diego Padres doubled the Milwaukee Brewers 6-3. The Washington tripled Los Angeles 2-6. The San Francisco Giants were outpaced by the Florida Marlins 3-6. And the Colorado Rockies were crushed by the Philadelphia Phillies 0-5. On the topic of intense competition, last week we showed you the Skills Alberta Regional Gold Medal winning video put together by myself and Avery Pelletier. We were, however, not the only MCTV students to qualify for next month's provincial competition. Competing in their 4th skills competition, videographers Jillian Andrews and Sophia Chvojka won a silver medal for their video based on the provided theme, Triumph Over Adversity.
I didn't think I could do this again. This will be our 4th year competing at skills, and every other year we lost.
We put our hearts and souls into creating these videos every year, but they're crushed each time.
And every time we lose, I can understand why, but it never hurts any less.
Well, I mean, for example, 2 years ago, we were sitting with Jillian's family and watching the live feed of the awards night, and we had to act like everything was all right, knowing that the loss had crushed us.
Or like last year, Sophia couldn't make it to the awards, and I had to call her and tell her that we lost, again.
Quite simply, it sucked. But this year it's different, because no matter what the verdict is, we know that we've already won in the ways that are important to us.
Regardless how scared we were to do this again, we're back. We overcame that fear so that we could create one last regional video before we graduate and never get to do this again. To us, this is the prize. Getting to make these videos and share them with our friends and family, that's what's important. We win just by being here.
Welcome back. As the school year begins to come to an end, the MCHS drama program prepares for its final performances at the 1X Festival, where they plan to take home 1st place and advance to provincials. We have invited Jillian Andrews to tell us all about the 1X and the competition. So, to start off, what are the 1X?
Well, first off, thank you for saying we're taking home 1st place. Hopefully we'll see what happens tomorrow. But what are 1Act competitions? It's basically a 30-minute play where we get to choose from a variety of options. So it'd be like drama, comedy, period pieces, and in our school, they're student directed. So I got to pick my own show, I got to plan every part of it, and then I bring it to a team of actors and we put it together and bring it to festival to compete and win awards.
Awesome. So what pieces are being taken to festivals this year?
Well, there's 2 pieces this year. So we're doing one called Booby Trap, that's my show, and we're doing one called Where the Sky Meets the Sea, which is directed by Dallas Brown. So they're very contrasting shows. Mine follows the story of a modern day warfare soldier who accidentally sits on a landmine and he has to face the reality of a situation. And Where the Sky Meets the Sea follows 5 Greek children who are stuck on a purgatorial island, and they're given a prophecy by an oracle to try and make it back home. It's a lot, each story is filled with twists and turns, and they're entirely different, which is a really interesting way to demonstrate how MCHS is so diverse in what type of talent we have to offer. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so to prepare for 1X, what kind of preparations does the student body and directors go through?
It's a lot. There's a lot of work that goes into this type of stuff. So different to the musical, we only get 2 months rather than like 3.5. And within those 2 months, we have to come up with our own set, our own costumes, all the blocking, all the lighting, all the audio. We're not provided anything. And we're also not provided a budget. That's the biggest challenge as when we come to the spring semester, is that we don't have a budget like the musical does. We have to source everything ourselves. So that has to do with sourcing our own lumber, sourcing our own labor, finding costumes where some people are willing to donate. In other words, we just have to make. From a directing side, I know myself and Dallas have spent a lot of hours outside of rehearsal, prepping for rehearsal, picking what scenes, what's going to happen, who says what, and trying to flush out an entire show by ourselves, something that professionals do every day, but we just get to try once. So it's a lot of work, but the payoff is incredible.
Awesome. So what kind of awards are awarded at this competition to actors and directors?
Well, there's a really large variety of awards. So it's a pretty friendly competition where we want to appreciate everybody who's put in hard work. So awards can range from like best ensemble, best lead actor, best lead actress, to things like best directing, best like visual effects, best set, and even best programs. So something you hand out to the audience to introduce your cast. There's a lot that you can win, and I know MCHS is known to take home quite a few, but the biggest award is Best 1Act, and that's what gets you to provincials in May. So hopefully with 2 shows in, we can take a couple of awards home. That'd be nice. I know we're really working for it.
So for students interested in participating in the 1X next year, how would they be able to go about that?
So 1X next year are actually going to be different. Instead of it being an after-school activity, it's going to be offered in class in advanced drama. So this is a class where you learn more about professional theater rather than recreational theater. So resumes, directing, headshots, how to work in the industry, and as well put on a full production. So it's kind of cool. So you don't have to do everything after school. You're given dedicated class time to put together the show with your classmates. So sign up for that class. It's pretty fun.
Okay, awesome. And lastly, what are you most excited for this festival season?
What am I most excited for? Well, it's just been such an incredible journey already. We had our family and friends night last Saturday, and we had an incredible turnout of almost 100 people. So for festival, I'm just excited to spend the day with the casts. It's going to be a nice way to close off my theater high school career, and as well being able to spend it with my friend Dallas and be able to just be proud of the cast we have. And because after that, you know what? We graduate and we get to come back and just be audience members. So it's pretty exciting to close off this season.
Awesome. Thank you for interviewing with us today.
Of course.
MCHS is home to many diverse electives, but there's no elective like MCTV. My co-host Lyle Campbell brings us a piece on the behind the scenes of the MCTV option course.
I'm Lyle Campbell, and today we will be taking a deep dive into the mysteries of MCTV News.
Students who take MCTV at MCHS are basically working on a weekly television broadcast that is essentially a news, weather, and sports format. Students produce all the original content pieces, reports that go on the air, and they also script and provide all the behind the scenes and on-camera talent that actually is on the show.
We went up to some of the senior students to find out what their opinion is on this class.
I've been here for 4 years now. I started in grade 9 and I've just loved the class ever since.
I feel like in order to pass the class with like flying colors, you really need to have the proper motivation, and you really just need to really being your own motivator, because there's not someone looking over you at all times telling you, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. Like, you really have to be your own boss and your own like cheerleader.
Well, there's a difference between being a senior student and a rookie, but as a senior student we have to do more of the reports because we know how to do it more efficiently. We have gained the skills to be able to do it more efficiently than someone who, let's say, is brand new.
So at MCTV News, I host, and then I also work some of the jobs around this back area, like a PA. So that's more show day, but outside of that, I do news reports. So I'm doing one right now on the French immersion program. So I take interviews and I find like B-roll that like aligns with what my people are talking about, and then I create a report with voiceovers and stand-ups, and it's around 2.5 minutes long, but that's some of my jobs at MCTV.
And that's all. Reporting for MCTV News, I'm Lyle Campbell.
And that's it for another episode of MCTV News. Join us for our next episode where we will bring you stories on the Math 10 Common Course, a local band called Garage Band Cooperative, the art field trip, and an inside look into MCHS's student services, as well as your weekly weather and sports recap. So drama!
Yeah.
MCHS is going crazy, hey?
It's amazing. I'm super excited for the one acts.
Yeah, I love that we have such a talented student body. It's just so amazing.
Especially the person that you interviewed. I'm excited to see theirs.
Yeah, Jillian's gonna do a great job.
I bet it's gonna be the best one out there.
For sure.
From all of us at MCTV News, I'm Lyle Campbell.
And I'm Elizabeth Nelson. Thanks for tuning in.